Is it?
We're streaming. Hi, Internet.
The internet can totally see you now, says YouTube. So I'll tweet, and there's a tweet.
What? You already had it ready to go?
Yep.
Wow, look at you.
I'm efficient. We got to go.
You're
We're late.
Pro.
We got to get it going.
You're pro at this.
I am. I really am.
Keep up the good work, Chuck.
Thanks. Like, retweet.
Lock the fuck in.
Retweet. Lock the fuck in.
Log the fuck in, Twitter.
Lock in. Lock in.
Yeah, I got tweets to retweet. Retweet.
Retweet.
Like.
Retweet.
Or something. Subscribe.
Twiter.com.
Ring that bell.
Oh, yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Smash that like button.
Right.
Yes, like.
Sorry we're getting started late.
Yeah, it's been a day, man.
Yeah.
It's my fault. Blame me.
It's true.
Blame me. It is my fault. It's all my fault.
Good times. Yeah, we got pizza out of the deal.
I really like the plot summary on IMDb for this.
Okay.
Especially the last line.
I look
Yes.
forward to hearing
Can't
it.
wait to read it.
Yeah, it's a very, like, what?
Cool.
Let's just take that cap off. So.
Yeah, leave that cap off.
Yeah, quit fucking with the cap.
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 Cap. Yeah.
All right, you motherfucker, you better not ring.
Oh, you're on call?
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker.
All right, I don't think we have time to wait around for nobody to show up, so...
Yep, we just got to go.
Just got to go, man.
Man. So I don't even get to tell you about the guy at KFC who asked about my knife.
Your knife?
I'm sorry, what?
I have a work knife. Like, basically just like it's a box cutter thing. He's like,
Mhm.
and the dude behind the counter at KFC is like, is that a knife? I'm like, yeah. He's like, let me see it. So I'm like, all right. He's like, this is the knife they gave me. He's like, huh. Yeah, I got one about this size, but it's got the Punisher logo on the handle. And I was like, of course it does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I said, give me my knife back.
Oh.
I just love that people that are obsessed with knives are always like, hey, man, you know it'd be better having a Punisher logo on that knife.
Yeah. Can't
Yeah.
wait to get to use it.
It makes
someday.
makes a real statement.
Yeah.
That statement is, I'm going to die a virgin.
One last thing before we start.
Oh,
Yeah?
okay.
It's real weird that the next year Rosanna Arquette was in a movie called Nowhere to Hide. That
her
shit's
agent's
confusing.
got a sense
yeah.
of humor.
Well, you did Nowhere to Run. Would you like to do Nowhere to Hide with Mr. Scott Bakula, who played Sam on that show?
All right, enough IMDb
All right,
trivia. Let's
yeah,
do
let's-
this.
Did you know that she starred in this film also with...
She would have been so much hotter with leg braces. Whoa. All right.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. No.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
Episode 452.
Wow.
Numbers.
Yeah.
Holy
it's a ton of
cow.
numbers.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
Yeah, got no BJ this week.
Okay.
Nah,
Yeah.
under the weather.
Yeah.
He had somewhere else to be.
You did. So what we do each and every episode of this here at BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. We come in here and talk about it for the first half, and then we rate them. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot
jocks. It's good.
Yeah. However, there are bad movies. Doesn't stay away. They get a negative sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags and giant bags of trash
Garbage.
in which they belong.
It's not good.
Get out.
So we are continuing hashtag Vanuary.
We are concluding it.
Oh,
Oh.
concluding it.
That's it.
It was a
Oh.
quick month.
Yeah.
Okay. With 1993's Nowhere to Run,
Yeah.
starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Vanuary Damuary.
See what we
Yeah,
did
I saw what you did there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Plot summary. That's what we usually do in the beginning.
Yep.
I can't wait to read this one.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Escaped convict Sam Gillen single-handedly takes on ruthless developers determined to evict Clyde, a widow with 2 young children. Nobody knows who Sam is.
Oh,
Nobody knows who Sam is.
never change IMDb plot summary. Never change.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows who Sam is.
Who's Sam?
Who's Sam?
Sam.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know who Sam is? I don't know.
No. We know who Sam is.
We do. He's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
He is.
He is.
All right, we got to talk about behind the scenes. There's some BMFcast alumnus
There
going
are
on here.
a couple.
A few. Yeah. Writer Joe Esterhaus
Yeah.
for Showgirls. Remember Showgirls?
I do.
Yes.
Chuck was not here for Showgirls.
But I have seen Showgirls.
Oh,
Remember that was episode 69.
Oh, that's a clever
Ooh.
way to do that.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just the cleverest.
We make jokes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I can't believe that was back in the days when we'd be like, how long's the movie? Who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, it's only like 3 hours of nudity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The end where you're like, put some clothes on.
I love that was all our reaction. We're just like, I am so sick of your tits. Just, you need to, this is not working.
God damn it, Jesse Spano. Put some clothes on.
Yeah. We're tired.
Yeah.
we
tired.
just want to go to bed. Put your top back on. Yeah. Writer, Richard Marquand.
Mm-hmm.
He made Return of the Jedi.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yep. He was the only one left who made Return of the Jedi
Yes.
after it passed through a bunch of people that were like,
I'll
give it to
do it.
Rick.
You know who almost directed Return of the Jedi? David Lynch, who also directed a movie with one Kyle MacLachlan, who was in Showgirls. I'm sorry,
Oh my
I went
God,
down the
you just-
IMDb
IMDb
trivia rabbit
Trivia
hole.
is just, oh my God.
Yeah. It's also got Ted Levine.
Oh,
Yeah. I love that Ted Levine, like, I swear to God, he looks different in every movie. Like, he will not look like the same type of dude at all.
Yeah.
But he will always have that Ted Levine voice.
Yep. Sometimes he can break through it. But when he's like talking too fast, it's all just
Yeah.
So wait, is he not a BMFcast alum? No?
I don't believe so.
I mean, unofficially for The Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
Yeah.
The very first one.
Yes. And we've quoted him a million
Sure.
times.
Of course.
But yeah, no, this is his first appearance.
Okay.
How about that?
Wow.
Also, Joss Ackland of The Apple.
Mm-hmm.
And as we put in here, diplomatic immunity.
And Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yep. But yeah,
And Hunt for Red October, which Mackie hasn't seen. He should really see it.
I've heard that.
Right to Mackie and shame
When
him.
I get a new job, I will watch
Oh,
Hunt for Red
submarine
October.
movie.
Thank you.
Yeah. And lastly, of course,
Uh-huh.
Jean-Claude Van Damme
Oh.
of Breakin', No Retreat, No Surrender, Cyborg, Lionheart, Death Warrant, Sudden Death, The Quest, Double Team, and in extra, Blackwater.
Mm-hmm. Blackwater.
He busy.
Yep. Blackwater hit the main feed this week, by the way, so go
Oh.
enjoy later era Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Do I have to?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, you can enjoy us.
Yes, but later, like
Yep. It's
modern
not-
day Van Damme is just
It's sad.
band depressing.
Yes. It is not what you want.
So anyway, yeah, he's becoming a decorated BMFcast alum though. He's catching up to Dolph, so we better be careful.
Well, we evened it with
Yeah.
Blackwater.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
He just makes movies with Dolph now.
Yeah, but we added a few people like Rosanna Arquette,
Uh-huh.
now a BMFcast alum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kieran Culkin. I mean, we talked a lot about Scott Pilgrim, but
Yeah.
not really an official BMFcast alum.
Mhm.
He is now.
Yep.
Good job, kid.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So the movie starts on a prison bus.
Does.
They're being moved
Yeah.
for some reason.
You got to move them.
Yeah, you got to move prisoners
Yeah.
sometimes.
You got to walk them back
I like
and
it's
forth.
the it's the Federal Bureau of Prisons.
Yes. The FBP.
Yeah, FBOP.
Mhm.
And
Bop.
Yeah.
Skiddly bop.
And basically they pull a Fast and Furious 4.
yep. Thunderbird comes out of nowhere and makes the bus basically turn over on its side.
Mhm.
Van Damme is like giving all these looks like I'm not part of this. Like, I'm the good guy.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
totally his thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, his friend basically made the
Billy.
bus
Billy.
flip over and then made the guards let him out basically. And
Yeah, but tactical error made the guards let everyone out.
Mm-hmm.
You-
I mean, I kind of like that. That's what he was doing. So it would be like, oh, well, it wasn't about this guy. Because if they just let one guy out, they'd be like, well, that's the guy, and
Yeah.
now we know who it is probably, and blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
Yeah, but of
You know,
course,
detecting and stuff.
because he makes him start letting all of the prisoners out, they immediately go for his car.
Right.
Mhm. Oh yeah, they're like sweet free car.
Yeah.
And so there's some fighting shenanigans.
Some fisticuffs.
Yeah.
Van Damme gets
Over
to
the
dive
car.
through the car to
He
take
does.
out one dude.
Yeah.
Yep. He's
That's
about
pretty
to
good.
shotgun him.
Yeah.
Yep.
One day, like his buddy Billy, after the one guy has to relinquish the car because Van Damme has got the shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he punches this guy and knocks him over the door.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a good like punch from off screen, just like running in.
There's a lot of stuntmen doing stuff that you're just like, ow,
Yeah.
ow, in
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But they're getting away. They're like, yeah, we did it. And one of the guards wasn't completely out and has a rifle.
He does.
I don't know why you would bring like a scoped rifle onto a prison bus.
In case
but
these fuckers escape.
I guess so. Because, yeah, he just takes aim and basically gets Billy in the neck.
Yeah.
Billy's dying just long enough to go like, you forgive me for getting you thrown into prison? And he's like, yes, I forgive you.
I forgive you.
And
Billy.
Billy
Yeah,
dies.
he goes, I wouldn't want to have
Yeah.
to live the rest of my life with that
Yeah.
over
And
my
then-
head. And then, yeah.
Van Damme
The rest
buries
of
him
us-
under a tree.
yeah.
Yep. And then Van Damme goes to a store and buys some snacks.
No, he buys steaks and whiskey.
Yep.
And the guy's like, so, what you doing? He's like, hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you hunting? Pink
Big
flamingos.
flamingos. And they both look at each other like, huh?
Yeah. He does this weird thing first, and then, like, as he's about to pay, the radio course comes on and is like, escape convicts, and the guy's like, and Van Damme's going for his gun, and he's like, well, I've never seen pink flamingos, friendo.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of leaves and pays for his stuff.
Yep. And he
Yep.
goes into camps.
Yeah.
He lives out in the forest for a while.
Yep. And he's camping and
Here's some tunes.
thinking about cooking some steaks, but then he hears some country and western.
Yes.
And goes to a house and creepily Edwards Rosanna Arquette and her kids for a while because it's Rosanna Arquette and two kids, Kieran Culkin and a little girl named Bree. I think.
Bree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Brie.
And yeah, he just kind of watches them for a while, and then she puts them to bed, and then is like, "Oh, it's shower time."
Mm-hmm. So he watches that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then he goes
So
into
the
the house.
triple T ratio
Yeah.
is pretty early in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he goes into into the house with his gun drawn, and is walking towards the shower. And then one of 8 times he will bump into a lamp in the first 20 minutes of this movie, and he turns, almost dashes out, but then runs to the kitchen, grabs a shaker of salt, and leaves.
The last shaker or so.
Yes. And the kid sees him because the next day he's like, E.T. was here.
Yeah.
Which means that this script was probably written in 1983, and they had no idea what to update the reference.
Apparently it was.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I can buy that, but also just having spent some time in the country, things trickle down a bit slower. So, like, I could conceivably see that this kid got E.T. on VHS, and that's like one of the only movies he's ever seen.
True. It was somewhere around this time where
Yeah.
that was the big sell-through tape.
That's what
for
I mean.
20
It
bucks.
was the first like retail price,
Yeah.
not $100 video cassette.
Yeah.
So I could conceivably see that this kid
Fair enough.
would have seen E.T. a
Yeah,
lot.
okay. But yeah, the kid's just like, yeah, E.T. was here, and Rosanna Arquette is kind of losing her mind. Like, just, God damn it, kid, shut up. I'm sorry I yelled at you, but God, shut up.
Yeah, and he's even like, "Can I get some salt for these this oatmeal?" And she's like, "Yeah, get the salt. What the fuck do I care?" And he's like, "Where's the salt,
Yeah.
Mom?"
And she's like, I don't know where the salt is.
E.T.
And
took the salt.
Yeah,
and
he's
and
like-
she's like,
Quit making up stories. I love that every kid that actually sees something, the parent's like, I'm sick of you making up stories.
Yeah. Anytime a
Fuck
kid
your imagination,
has to
child.
see something.
Yeah.
You goddamn liar.
Yeah.
Wish you weren't a liar. Yeah. So then Van Damme is taking a bath in the lake.
No, well, first he's hanging out in his
Oh,
tent
right.
reading Top Heavy.
Top Heavy magazine. Yeah.
So good. You know what you're getting in Top Heavy magazine.
Yeah, you do.
"What's that?"
Heavy tops.
Oh,
Wet Hooters.
like sizable dreidels.
Yes.
Okay.
What? I don't know if they're
Yes.
dreidels.
It's a lad mag.
A dreidel is the...
I
I
know
know
what
what
it
a
is.
we know what a dreidel.
Well, he's like, they're not dreidels.
I don't think. Outrageous.
Top heavy, it's sizable. Fine.
Women with large chests.
Oh, tits.
Yeah.
Sizable
To which
dreidel.
little Kieran Culkin is just like, "You like boobs?" And he's like, "Sometimes."
Sometimes.
Which is the wrong answer. The answer is just, "Yeah,
All the time.
yeah."
Yes.
You really should have had one of those moments. He's like, "One day, Geet, you will like the boobs too."
Because he's just Kieran Culkin's just like, "I think they're gross."
He's like, well. That's
He's like, "Well, you
that
know,
is your prerogative.
some people are born that way. Yes, it happens. It
Yeah.
is fine.
One day you will have a
Yes.
roommate.
Yeah.
It is.
It'll be okay.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, okay, well, I got to go. See ya.
Yeah, and he's like, I might not be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
So then he comes back in the morning when Van
Okay.
Damme is bathing in the lake.
Yeah.
Nude.
Super duper nude.
So nude.
And just like right at the level where you just start to get a little dangle. Like that's where he's decided to stop entering the water. And so kid comes over, is just like, hey, what you cooking? He's like, you need to not be here. And the kid's like, whatever.
Yeah.
You want me to cook your steak for you?
Yeah, and the sister's like, hey, what's going on?
Well, he's coming out of the water to be like, all right, you just need
Yeah.
to leave now, and that's
Yeah,
He gets
little
just
girl comes over.
Yeah, he gets to like to ankle depth, and that's when the girl comes up.
Yeah. Believe it or not, this is all important to later conversations.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, then mom calls and they run off.
Yeah. And he's like, phew, in
Yeah.
Canadian.
Yes, few in Canadian.
Yeah. And I think eventually this is when we get introduced to the evildoers who are
Yeah.
just land developers. Like, Joss Ackland is evil land developer who wants the land.
Well, we knew something was fishy because like there was a dynamite blast that shook the house
Right.
when they were trying to eat.
Yeah.
But then it's like now we see why there's land blasting or
Because
dynamite
they're
blasting.
just blasting everything.
Yeah.
And so Joss
Yeah.
Ackland has hired Ted Levine.
Yeah,
who's
when Joss Ackland and Ted Levine are sitting in a room,
Yeah.
there's a good chance bad things are happening.
Yeah. Yep. And they are, because Ted Levine is like a ex-police officer from Cleveland, and he's also a magician. And
Sure,
the local
sure.
sheriff is there, and they're like, hey, here's some money, get rid of that lady. And he's like, yeah, I got it. And they're like, you fucking her? And he's like, that's none of your business, I am offended.
I mean, I'd fuck her.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, all right, calm down. Let's do a card trick. And so he does this card trick where he's just pick a card, and
It's the two of clubs. Every
Yeah.
time it's the two of clubs.
yeah, when the guy goes back to his car, he's
well,
counting the money.
well, at first he's like, 4 diamonds, that's your card? He's
Yeah.
like, no. And he's like, oh, well.
Oh, must be slipping. Yeah, and he goes out to his car, pulls out the money to count it, and there's the two of clubs in there. And you're like, ooh, this is going to come up at the end.
No.
Not really.
Yeah. So we've been introduced to them. They're bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then we find out that the sheriff is, in fact, having coital relations with Rosanna Arquette because Van Damme is then creepily watching them.
Yes.
Him come out of the house and everything. And
Yeah.
Bye.
And they're done. He leaves.
well, he's like, you really should probably think about selling because, these people, they probably won't stop. And I'm just worried about you,
Yeah.
She's like,
She's
yeah,
like, whatever,
I'm
I can
not-
take care of
I'm
myself.
not leaving,
Yeah.
but you are. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he leaves. Van Damme then, again, gun drawn, enters the house and knocks into another lamp, as he keeps doing.
Actually, this is where the kids actually meet him. Because that's what facilitates this is like he stole the salt, got away with it, cooked his steak. It was the second night he went back in and
Put the salt back.
put the salt back, and
Right.
Kieran Culkin bounces a ball down the stairs,
Yeah. He's
and
like,
that's when he falls him back
And then
in the tent.
falls him into the tent.
Yeah,
So
and
he's
all
top
that,
heavy.
all that stuff. Yeah.
It's,
So, yeah.
it's top heavy. It's
So it's the second night. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So the next night, so this is all transpired. We know there are bad guys now. Van Damme is hiding out in the woods.
Yes, he is.
And dudes come to menace the family. They break she's driving the truck back home, and they suddenly just smash the window in.
Well, there's a
and-
dead cow,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
They
Yeah,
stop for a
they've-
dead cow.
and it's like, what the hell? And like 5 seconds later, dude smashes her window or car window, and it's just on. They're just like, we're gonna menace you and maybe murder you.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh hell no, and drives into a ditch, and gets stuck.
Well, she backs into a tree, which probably made the bumper wrap
Right.
around the tree.
And then Van Damme is there. He just appears, and they're like, who are you? And he's like, I'm the parking attendant. You're bothering my customers.
Yep.
Yeah. And then he fights them.
He does, yeah. He
He manages to fuck up her truck a little bit more because,
Yeah.
like, one dude's got a bailing hook, and he dodges out of the way so that the hook just goes right into the hood, and then slams that guy's head into one of her headlights.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, her
Yeah.
actual headlights.
And
not,
I mean,
not
they're
metaphorical
not her
headlights.
Yeah. Not her top heavy
Right,
area.
right,
Okay.
right.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're decent fights, but they're not like. It's weird because it's like you've already got the R. You got the swearing. You got like, hey, here's Rosanna Arquette,
Yep.
full frontal, right there. Enjoy. It's almost weird that the fights aren't more violent
Yeah.
because
bit,
there
yeah.
is a sound effect. Like the first guy, you hear like he's got him in the turned position and the arm snap. Like
Oh, he
almost doing
snaps
this-
that dude's arm.
Yeah,
like
but you don't
first
really
blow.
see it.
Yeah.
and it's kind of like you're expecting. Oh man, he's gonna fucking wreck some dudes.
Well, he came
But-
out. He's got an axe handle. I mean, without the head.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he fucks him up with at first.
Yeah, but I mean the fights they're well choreographed, but they're never quite like.
It's not like, oh shit, now it's on.
Yeah,
it's just like pat, 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 and then it's
not,
over.
It's
and
not like Seagal, like, all right, he's pulling that arm over the shoulder, and he's
Right.
going to snap off the front. You know,
Yeah.
none of that stuff.
Yeah, there was the one broken arm, I think, at the beginning, but it wasn't like, ooh, look at that compound fracture kind
Right.
of thing.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I mean, there's really only one extended fight, and that's at the end. So,
yeah, those guys
and basically,
run
like
off.
when a dude gets wrecked, you don't see that dude again.
Yeah,
But they run off and
yeah, and that's when they kind of become friendly because the kid's like, "This is Sam."
Yeah.
he's my friend.
And he's like, "I am hunting in the woods."
Yes.
He's just like, "What are you hunting?" He's like,
Deer.
He's like, "It's not deer season." He's like,
rabbit season.
Jack rabbits.
Bunnies.
So she's like wary of him, but the
Yeah.
kids are like, "We love you."
He's our new
Yeah.
dad because
And-
dad's dead.
Yeah,
And eventually
he's our
she's
new
like-
dad because I saw his dick.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the next morning conversation.
Yeah.
So, like,
Breakfast.
they, yeah.
Well, not quite yet.
Yeah, she's like, you can stay in the barn. Thanks for your help. And, first they have coffee or tea or whatever, and
Yeah.
then he gets to stay in the barn. And I think is it the next morning that they're having this conversation? Because, like,
No, the next day is when he's taking a shower,
Yeah.
and that's when the sheriff comes back
Right.
in, and he's just like, "Hi, I am
Well,
Sam."
yeah, he pulls back the shower curtain
Yeah.
and has a gun on him. He's like, "Who are you?"
I
And
am
he's like, "Sam." And he's like, "Where's your ID? Show me that. Show me some ID."
Yeah.
He's like, "It is in my pants, which are not on me because I'm in the shower."
I am nude.
See,
Yeah, I am
Look at
so
this.
nude right now.
I'm all lathered
And
up.
and Rosanna Arquette comes in. She's like, "This is my cousin Sam.
Yeah,
Leave him alone. What's your problem? Why are you drawing a gun on people?"
yeah,
While she's not doing a very good job not looking at his dick.
right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, this is Van Damme is from Canada. In this, he is from
Yes,
Quebec.
Quebec.
So that is the answer every time. He's asked at least 4 times in this movie where he's from. So it's either Louisiana or Quebec every time.
Every once in a while, I think he's, like, actually from France or Austria
Not
or Belgium.
in any of
right?
the early movies.
No, okay.
It's always France or Louisiana, or Canada or Louisiana.
But anyway, yeah. So they've established that. So the next morning when he's having breakfast with everyone, and the little girl says, "He has a big penis."
And they're all just like, "Yeah,
Well, no, the
Well,
mom's
the
like,
mom goes,
what?
it's
Why do you know
But
that?
she's like, "It's an average one."
yeah,
And then they're like, why do you know that?
yeah." And they're all like, "Hee hee."
Yeah.
Is he gonna sleep in your bed?
While he's sitting there. Like, they're not having this guy. He's at the table.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. And
Having
they're
salt.
discussing his dick size. Yeah. Which is weird. And
Yeah, it's a good family.
Esther Housey.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Eh.
Yeah.
That's
But anyway,
not
he-
the last odd conversation
Yeah.
about sex.
Yeah.
No.
Family
But,
will have.
but
No.
he offers to buy her old
Triumph.
Triumph motorcycle that's in the back of the barn.
Yep.
Now that he's sleeping in a barn.
Well, he saw it and he was like, I could use that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had somewhere to run, I could use
I
that.
might have somewhere to ride, just nowhere to run.
Yes.
Yeah. So he offers her like $200, and she's like, "No, $300." And he's like, "Okay."
That's a bargain.
Yeah.
Yep. So whenever he's got free time, he's going to spend it
Yeah.
cleaning up that bike.
Yep.
And he often
I think
Kieran Culkin's hanging out with him while
Yeah.
he's cleaning, and he's like, "Are you going to help?" And he's like, "No,
Yeah.
I want you to stay and be my new dad."
And
Well,
so
because every time he's like working on the bike, he's like, you going to take that and leave? You're going to go home and
Yeah.
leave us?
that is the question every time.
Pretty much,
It's like,
yeah.
"Hey, Sam,
But
when
he-
are
Yeah,
you leaving?"
and all he has to say is, "I have nowhere to run."
Yep. No one ever
That's
fucking
all he
says
should
it.
ever say.
No.
Yeah.
I think at one point he takes him into town to the auto parts store
Mm-hmm.
because he's buying all the stuff for the motorcycle, and that's when Ted Levine saunters in and
Yeah.
menaces him some more.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey,
Hey,
you're not from here."
what kind of car are you working on? And he's
Yeah.
like, he's not the car, he's a motorcycle. And he's
Motorcycle.
like, "What, come again now? And
What-
he's like,
what was that?"
Motorcycle. It's a motorcycle.
Oh.
Oh, okay. You're not from around here.
You're
are
from
you? He's like,
Quebec.
You're not from around here either.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
have weird accents.
Van Damme is like, "I cannot place your strange accent."
Like, it's like basement?
Yeah.
With
Yes,
a big
pretty
open
much.
hole?
Yeah. But
Uh,
I love that they just keep talking around things. And, Kieran Culkin's just sitting there like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
Looking at him. It's like, "You guys using euphemisms, aren't
What are
you?"
y'all saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, he's my new dad.
Yeah,
So,
because Van Damme had saved someone from a burning farm.
yeah, because like the midsection of this movie is there's a town hall meeting where Joss Ackland is making his sales pitch, to which everyone
While being-
might as well be throwing tomatoes
While
at him.
while being underlit the
Yeah.
entire time.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He just looks
the
like-
most sinister. He's just like, y'all got beautiful land, and I'd like to take it. I mean, buy it. And they're all like, get the fuck out. And one guy's real vocal about it. And then like 6 hours later, his barn is on fire. And you're like, come on, local investigative services. You can put this shit together. So yeah, they set his barn on fire, which the kid somehow like alerts Van Damme to, like, fire. So he goes, and they have to get all the horses out, and then the fire spreads to the propane tanks, and he has to bulldoze a water tower over onto it, which
and
takes a while.
This is after saving the horses and then saving the man who had the top of the barn collapse on him and had like 2 tons of hay bales land on him.
Yeah.
That guy looked like he got wrecked, but apparently was alive.
But the hay saved him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they got out of there. So that happened just over the hill.
Yeah. So that's when Ted Levine's like, "Oh, you're that hero guy."
Yeah, heard about that fire?
Yeah. You got your...
That's real unfortunate.
Yeah, and then the kid's like, he saved the horses too. He's like, Mister. he becomes Bane for a second there.
We got to do more Ted Levine movies because this is great.
Oh, Ted Levine. It'll be a record.
Yeah.
Dr. Lecter.
Yeah, but he's like, all right, we'll see you around.
It's like, yes. Yes, you will.
You will see me around. Yes. So, yeah, from here on, it's just more. It's all right. People get menaced.
Yeah.
There's one where I guess I don't even know whose farm it is. Is it her farm?
It's hers. They show up at midnight and start like oiling her field. Like, just bright. They've got all the lights on and heavy machinery, and it's just like, if this was the era that anyone had a cell phone, their entire fucking scheme would be over.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, look at what you fucks are doing. But yeah, they're like spreading oil on her fields and just like
bulldozing the cow pen.
Yeah,
and
letting all the cows out, and he just appears and is just like, no, and wrecks those dudes.
Yeah, there is a point where we thought we were going to get the splits.
That would have been an epic
because
split.
a guy gets to jump on him with a bulldozer, somehow gets the drop on him, and brings the shovel down on him, and then comes up and there's no Van Damme.
I would wager that they probably did it, and it just looked really stupid. Like they flipped that thing around, and him in there doing the split looked really dumb.
That would have been so
because
good.
this is twice now, because Death Warrant was the same way, where we were like, he's up in the ceiling doing the splits. We know that, and it's like, fuck, we've been denied twice. Stop it. Yeah. But anyway, I think it was in there, and it just didn't look right. But yeah, he murks that dude.
Yeah, he basically just kind of like ends up jumping over the top, and then I think he throws a chain into the back of that dude's head.
through a window. Yeah, through the the window at the back of the bulldozer.
He concussed,
yes,
if not murdered that man.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he saved them again.
Yes, but it's notable that there are no shortage of bad guys in this corporation. Like guys, and not just guys with questionable morals. These motherfuckers are just like, yeah, we're gonna murder that family and set their house on fire. Like that's gonna be the greatest day of my life.
I also like that he makes a point. Joss Ackland does. So he's like, everything's ready except that one farm with that woman.
Yeah, they've built everything except...
We can't get rid of that widow. And then it's like, well, then why are there like 1,000 people? Not 1,000, but like...
Yeah, why were there 100 people
at
this
town hall?
Yeah.
And I feel like they did the menacing where Van Damme first appears and burned down the barn and even maybe did the oil the field thing.
Yeah.
And then they tried the tactic of like, let's come in friendly and make one more offer. You know?
Well, they did one offer right away, like before Van Damme had started living there.
Yeah, well, they're like, yeah, we know if you might not make the payments next month, and the bank will foreclose.
I'm saying that's like after, because like he was in the room.
No, that was the first time.
The first time was he was not
way
there.
earlier.
Okay.
Yeah. But she does the whole like, the bank's never foreclosed before you guys moved into town,
and that's when he comes out and he like. Because he's presented himself as a lawyer from Quebec, and he's like,
"Oh yeah,
yes,
that's right. Yes,
but if you foreclose, she can get a writ, and then a lawyer, and that will, blah blah blah." Because like then he just kind of is like, "I have lawyered you out of the room." You know? Like,
you're right.
It's like
he does.
You went with the friendly tactic after, like several menacing attempts. Like I think she's wise.
Forget all that.
Yeah. But
just sign this.
He just kind of like pretend lawyers his way in them out the door, and then that's when like Ted Levine pulls the sheriff aside and is like, I think we're going to have a talk with this guy, And he's like, I'd like to have first crack at that. He's like, oh, really? Yeah. All right, we'll go do that.
Yeah. So the sheriff comes back.
I thought he was bluffing. because he comes back. Like Van Damme's like working out in the barn.
He's fixing the barn door.
And the sheriff comes up and does this whole thing where he's like, no, I'm sorry. He beats the fuck out of him first.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he handcuffs him to the door and just, he's like, you should get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And
Like, I don't know who you are,
break
but
some ribs possibly.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And-
like kicking him and hitting him with the stick and all that stuff.
Yeah, and that's mostly because the night before he watched her and Van Damme talk on the porch, and she's like, "Come to bed with me," and he's like, "I will see you in the morning," and he's like, "Grr," and then comes back over later and is like, "Can we have the sex?" and she's like, "No, I don't feel like it." And he's like, "Well, you better feel like it sometime," and throws his beer, and he's all upset. So
Yeah,
his,
and then goes on Reddit and complains.
yeah, so yes, he sends out an angry tweet.
Yeah.
His pride is hurt, so he comes back and is just like, "Get out of here, Van Damme! I'll use my authority and I'll beat you." So he beats him unconscious to where they come back.
Well,
Yeah.
Van Damme gets one last thing quipping. He's like, if you really liked her, you would not be doing this.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like,
Shut
oh man, you made me
he's like,
think
yeah.
and stuff for a second. Shit.
Yeah,
Made me rethink my evil plan.
Yeah, so he unhandcuffs him and is like, all right, sorry, bye. They come back, and that's when they finally have the sex, because she's like, sponging him off. Like, that cures broken ribs.
yeah.
You
His
just need a
ribs are
sponge
broken. She's moistening him with a washcloth, and that takes about 4 seconds to where she's just like, he's like, "Do you want me to leave?" And she's like, "Yes, no, I don't know. Tongue down your throat." And he's like, "Okay, I know what we're doing now." And yeah, this isn't just a nice romantic bit. Like, soon her top is off, and he's like licking her titties, and it's just his ribs are fine.
Well,
He's
Van Damme was taking advantage of the situation as a human, I believe.
yeah, your adrenaline probably kicks in if you've got Rosanna Arquette with you.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But,
So yeah, then like the next day, the kid comes in and is like, "Where's Sam?" And she's like, "Oh, he's real tuckered out. He's gonna sleep for another few hours." And he's he's like, "Well, he's not in the barn. He must be out working." And she's like, "No, he's in my bed." And he's like, "What'd you do to him all night?" And it's like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck are y'all people talking
well, yeah,
about?"
because the kid's like, all right.
Yeah.
well, he's like, can I go and wake him up?
Alright.
And like,
Yes,
he
he's like, "Can I
basically
go-
like go give him a high five
Yeah.
for fucking my
Can I
mom.
just go jump on him?
Give him a Gatorade and a muscle milk. He must be pretty fucking drained right now.
Jump into the puddle of sex in your bed?
Yeah. 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 Mom, why does your room smell funny? Van Damme's just like, I like the scent.
Christ.
But this is when Ted Levine has found the little girl somewhere and walks her up to the porch
Yeah.
and she's like, "Hey, ma'am, found your daughter. She's playing."
Oh,
and
what's that smell from your house? Smells like fuck.
Y'all been fucking?
stings the nostrils.
You should probably put some lotion on that.
But yeah.
But
He brings the daughter back, and he's like, "You should let her wander around
Yeah,
this place."
Mrs. Anderson. And
Yeah.
she's like, "How'd you know my name?" "Oh, I know things." And
Yeah, and that's when Van Damme is suddenly recovered from
fully dressed.
recovered from the sex.
Yeah. And he's like, "You need to go."
Yeah. He's like, "I will speak to this man."
Yes.
Yeah, this is when they have their like mutual threats. Like,
Yep. And so really, the only thing Ted Levine does this entire movie is talk a good game. Like, he's just like, "I will fuck you up, Jean-Claude. Just understand that."
Yeah.
And Jean-Claude's like, "Whatever."
Yeah, well, but that's what he's basically like. Just letting you know, the woman's not worth it, because it's not gonna be some 10 badge local cop. It's gonna be me.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, 10
he's
badge. After this threatening, the 10 badge local cop comes back and is like, I thought this was a total bluff, because he comes back and he's like, I got the FBI in my office. I know who you are.
Yeah.
He's like, you should leave now. Like, your moment of introspection that you made me have,
Yeah.
like, you should leave now and just don't look back. I'm not going to turn you in.
Yeah.
But he's like, it could have been a bluff. Like, you could just say, I have the FBI here. There's a guy being shady who won't say anything about himself. I have the FBI here. I know who you are. And
Yeah.
then just watch someone panic.
Right.
But no, I think he really maybe did.
I think he did, yeah.
Because
I-
Van Damme's
he-
like, okay, gotta
Well, yeah,
go.
he tells Rosanna Arquette something,
Yeah.
and you see her do the head shaking.
Right.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's crying in her bed, and he goes up and is like, I was a thief. And she's like, "I don't care. Get out of here. I can't believe you did this to our family." And he should argue, "I've saved your
Yeah.
life."
Yeah, she's like, everything was fine before you showed up.
Which
It's
it
like,
wasn't.
It was absolutely not fine. There was, like, in
You
no
would be
world
dead.
was this fine.
And she's also like, "I could take care of myself." And it's like, I respect that, but no, ma'am. Because on night 1, you backed into a ditch, and you would have been dead. You and your family would have been dead.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
anyway.
But, yeah,
He's like,
leaves.
she throws rocks at him,
Yeah.
and he's like, okay.
Well, basically, all right, so he's got a like a shine box full of money. And it's
Everyone
all,
has a shine box
Yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah, Kieran
Mookie
Culkin
has a
yeah,
shine
Mookie has a
box.
shine box. Mookie's got a shine box. I love that song. Yeah, Mookie's got a shine box with memorabilia about his dad, and I don't know that we've said exactly how much they play up the dead dad thing in this movie
Yeah.
because
They're watching home video.
Oh, yeah, they were watching
like,
home
like,
video.
like reel to reel of
Yeah.
dead dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for some reason, like his dead dad box has a baseball glove, some pictures, like a few other bits of memorabilia, like world's greatest dad type thing.
Yeah.
and a fucking gun,
And a gun.
like a revolver is in this dead dad box,
Yep.
and it's like, huh? Yeah, I wonder if that's going to come back up.
Good setup.
Yeah, but yeah, so
It's
like
Chekhov's dead dad.
it is, yeah, famous Russian playwright trope, but. Van Damme basically takes his money shine box and takes out like 10 grand. You know, all the money from whatever
Yeah.
bank job is there that they stashed and, you know, whatever.
He also has a tape recording
Yeah.
of his dead partner saying, "It was all me. Sorry you went to jail for me, but you didn't do it."
And if you're hearing this, you know, hey, the money's all yours
Yeah.
at least. I hope that makes up for the time in jail and stuff. So he keeps like 10 grand of it, leaves the rest of it behind, and re-records a message for Rosanna Arquette and Mookie.
Yeah, which is basically...
Nobody gives a shit about the girl.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why at the end I was just like,
What's her name?
Bye, little girl. But yeah, he basically records a message saying, tell Mookie I had to go. I can't talk to him in person. He will never understand, but he's going to hear bad things about me. Anyway, bye.
Yeah. And
Here's-
he,
here's
of
the
course,
shine box of
finds
money.
the recording.
Yeah.
So, and Van Damme's taken off on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
And he's basically he's kind of sort of free and clear. He stops at a diner to get a shitty steak yet again.
Yeah.
And State Patrol guy is just immediately like, I'm suspicious for no reason.
Yeah.
Tell me about your motorcycle and where'd you ride it
Well,
from? And
I think he's more suspicious of where you from, and he's like, Canada. It's just like,
You know,
I don't know.
I think that's just cops. They just
Sure.
love fucking with people,
Yeah.
making people.
Well,
like,
you know,
all
especially, I mean,
nervous.
it makes sense in small-ass towns like this where
Yeah.
it's like everybody knows everybody and any stranger is like, who
Yeah,
the
but this
fuck
was
are
Highway
you?
Patrol. This guy was just passing
Yeah,
through.
but Highway Patrol's still local.
I guess.
They don't travel
Yeah.
the whole fucking state.
As it turns out, they all were alerted to the fact that there
Sure.
were all these escaped cons, and also that the local sheriff had just called this guy in. So,
Right. But
But-
yeah, he gets the license plate, and then he's just like, he's camping out with his bike somewhere, and then Van Damme sense kicks in. Because, like,
he happens. Well, he sees a horse.
yeah, a horse, like,
someone
goes
with
down a little
horse,
ravine, and then,
he's
like, then you see somebody, like, you know,
Sneaking around
Sneaking
in the
around, and he's
background.
like, and then he just,
Man.
he puts on his deal with it sunglasses and does this crazy-ass move, like, from recline to hop onto the bike
Yeah.
to, I mean,
he's like spring loaded. It's like he is fired off the ground onto the bike. Like he's one of those like one of the action figures that was permanently affixed to a bike. And if you ever actually pulled it off, he was shaped in the form of sitting on the bike. That's like the position he's in when he leaps off the ground and onto the bike.
yeah. And then the most unrealistic thing in the movie, multiple times, is that he starts his Triumph on the first try.
Yeah.
They have notoriously horrible electrical systems, but
He fixed it.
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
it becomes like a little bike chase with a whole bunch of cops. Like, I don't know where they got all these cops, but
Lots of cops
Man,
on
they
ponies.
sent all the cops.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're all ground based cops though, because
Yeah.
like they come in and they're not like, hey, we're gonna take you in. It is like murder that guy.
Yep,
It is
blow his head off.
Immediately, shots are fired.
Yeah, because like so he's stunting around trying to get away from the cops on horses, and then stunt cop comes in on a motorcycle, and Van Damme, and then a cop car pulls in and blocks his path. Van Damme just kind of wheels the bike to ramp over the cop car.
Yep.
And then the guy pursuing on the cop motorcycle can't do
Oh.
that and does a fucking header over the hood of that.
Oh, and this guy lands hard too.
Yep.
There's also the dude where Van Damme ducked under a branch.
Oh, yeah.
And the other dude riding the horse just caught it right in the chest and
Yep.
just gets himself wrecked.
Yep.
And they do an old school horse fall. Like
Yeah.
the kind of
Yeah.
thing I thought was fucking banned.
Yeah, it seemed like it. And also they cut right before that horse wiped out the camera crew.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there is just one of those horse falls where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
shit, I didn't think you, like,
Yeah.
this probably wasn't signed off by PETA or ASPCA or whatever.
The
Yeah.
end thing at the credit said it was. So.
Okay, well, because
Ah,
like
it's
that.
holy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this horse, like this
This
one
horse
dude
takes a tumble.
Well, that and the dude on it pretty much gets crushed by the horse.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like
Stuntmen's lives are cheap.
It's like it's a weird grade hill that this
Yeah.
horse goes down on.
Yeah, he does a tumble.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
A 4x4 hits a dune and just fucking eats it.
Yeah.
And then the chase gets real weird because at least twice it seems like Van Damme drives off a mountain.
Well, no. First he stops and he stealth bikes because
Yeah.
he cuts the motorcycle off immediately and stops the tire. It's
Yeah.
like, ooh, he stopped the tire. It's
Yeah.
like okay, but like basically lets the cops go by, and that's how he thinks he gets away the first time, I think. And then they catch back up again, and it's
Well, there's a cliffside, and it looks like, oh no, he has nowhere to run. But then he just keeps going anyway, and it turns out there's a path there the whole time.
It's weird because he takes like a running leap, and it's
Yeah.
like you're going downhill. Speed is not what you need.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
You need control.
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
But
but then
anyway.
he's on a path for a while, but then there's another cliff that it seems like he goes over, and then it just cuts away. And when we see him again later, he's just on
he's
at a
out.
literal crossroads.
yeah, and a more metaphorical crossroads
Yes.
too. And what's weird is like he's like at a T junction where left or right, and it's like, and then he just turns around and goes back, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
clever girl. Like,
Yes.
like, I mean, I was just like, it presents like, well, which way is he going to go? Like north for Canada or somewhere else? I don't know. But yeah, he did elude the cops by going down the one hill because they're like, get a chopper, shit.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have just come on horses and dirt bikes.
Real dumb.
Yeah. But yeah, he basically doubles back.
Yeah.
Just about the time it's like we see that he's doubling back, they're, Rosanna Arquette and the kids are playing Monopoly, and then she's just like locking all the windows, and they're like, we never lock up around here. And she's like,
You
look,
know.
I know you're young, but you're not stupid. Have you
Yeah.
seen the shit that's been happening here?
Yeah.
Do you remember that barn that burned down?
But
But anyway, her locking things doesn't do any good
No.
because immediately they're just there. And it's just like, all right, lady, do the thing we want you to do. We're going to murder your kids. Blah.
yeah.
So the kids go and run and hide, and the one kid jumps out the attic window to go get help.
Well, it's weird because like they have like an attic style staircase going to the second floor,
Yeah.
which is where the bedrooms are, like in the kitchen. So like they shimmy up that, and you're like, oh, they just went in the attic. And it's like then they, as soon as they're up there, they go up like to the actual attic.
Yeah.
And that's when Mookie's like, oh, I'm gonna go get help.
Yeah.
Like I've done this before.
Yep. And they send this one fat bastard after
Yeah.
him, to which Mookie actually says, come get me, you fat bastard,
Yeah.
and leads him into the barn. And
Where we were just expecting, like, all right, it's time to do the Home Alone
yeah,
thing.
do your thing,
Yeah.
kid.
Dude's gonna step in a bear trap or something, and
He's in one of the horse stalls with hold of a rope, and guy,
Those are reins.
yeah, and guy comes over and is like looking in the stall, and he just pulls on it, and this guy gets horse kicked out of frame.
oh,
It's so good.
And the way the kick hits, you can't tell if it's like in the chest or the head.
Yeah. Just
but it just
parts
looks
of
like
him
it
are
should
now
have
bloody.
kicked his head clean off.
Yeah, he should be dead, but he's
Yeah.
just comically like, aye.
Yeah.
You know. But
yeah, and Kieran Culkin runs outside and is immediately grabbed,
Yeah.
but it's Van Damme.
yes,
Yeah.
he's
Who
like,
has
"Shh,
returned.
kid, go away.
Yeah. And that guy stumbles out into the doorway, and we're like, "You should be dead, sir. You are dead."
Well, I think Van Damme takes care of that because he slams the door on that dude's face, and we never see him again.
Oh yeah.
Barn door, like
Yes.
a big door.
Yes, big door.
Big door. Big door. Hit me.
Yep. But eventually, Ted Levine's finally like, "I'm sick of this fucking city.
Yeah.
This place sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sign the
Sick of
goddamn
you. I'm sick of
thing."
this lady. Burn the house. You sign
Yeah.
it. So she signs it, and then she's like, "Get out of my house." And Joss Ackins like, "No, not until the fire."
Yeah.
And she's like, "What?"
Well, Ted Levine tells him that, and
Yeah.
then he's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but we can't take any chances."
Right.
So,
So,
yeah,
one
they're
guy,
basically going to burn the house down with her in it.
one guy
It
just
sounds that
takes-
way, like that they're gonna
Yeah.
lock them
Yeah.
in.
Yes, he's like, can't take a chance. One guy just goes over to the drapes with a lighter and just goes, whoosh, and then immediately those curtains just.
Oh yeah, like drapes were coated in lighter fluid
Yeah.
back then.
Yes,
You didn't have napalm drapes back in the
Yeah.
90s,
I did
Chuck?
not.
They were called napes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bad product. Glad it went away. So the house is on fire.
Yeah. Briefly,
Yeah.
because Van Damme immediately yanks that guy out the window with the drapes.
Yes.
And at first I thought it was Joss Ackland. I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit. But no, it's actually like another guy
Yeah.
who just looks kind of like him, except he has a mustache.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he gets yanked out the window. And
This Ted Levine is basically like, I'm tired of that guy.
yeah,
This, you and me, just finish this.
Yep.
So
He shoots a few holes through the house because he's grabbed like the double barrel shotgun that they have over the doorway.
yeah, and takes another shot at him where it just misses his head. The two of them
They tussle.
Yeah. So basically, because Ted Levine was all talk, some of that talk panned out because he gets in. Like, this is an even matched fight, even though it shouldn't be. But they've also not established that Van Damme is some sort of super fighter either. He's just a dude who can fight. So they have a back and forth fight all over the property of this place.
Also, sheriff guy has shown up, and they basically clubbed him.
Yes.
Because he's like, he's turned face.
He wanted Van Damme to go away because he was a threat to his late
But
night
he doesn't
sexy
know
times.
that. He doesn't know, even though he's like kind of in the pocket. Like when I say he's in the pocket, like he got like $1,000 for all of these shenanigans. It's
I don't
like,
even think it was that. I think it was $500.
maybe. I'm just saying, like,
And a two of clubs.
yeah, it's like him selling out is really fucking sad because
Well, they keep talking about him throughout the movie too. They're like, we paid him, but I don't know if he's bought, if you know what I mean.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, well, let's just take care of him too.
But yeah, he's shown up and like because he's like checking on him because Van Damme's gone because he did his thing and made him leave. But he's like, I should probably check on him and doesn't know they're being menaced and gets clubbed in the head and almost shot. And that's I think I think they're about to shoot the cop. I think, and then that's when Van Damme yoinks the guy through the windows, which stops that. And, yeah. Anyway, just pointing out that this guy's unconscious on the floor too now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're gonna burn. I guess they're gonna burn the sheriff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But Van Damme basically finishes Ted Levine by throwing him. Well, sort of finishes him by throwing him through a cop car, and
Well,
you think he's dead. Like he gets one of those like.
he backflips this dude, and the camera does like this weird
A complete 360 rotation.
yeah.
does like a James Wan flip move.
Yeah, and it's like, what is
But
happening?
pre James Wan, I didn't recognize that.
And he goes through the windshield and lets out a good death gurgle, and you're like, well, all right.
And then it becomes the slow motion, like he's grabbed the sheriff's shotgun out of the car and is cocking it, while Kieran Culkin's like,
Yeah.
and he should have had Van Damme dead to rights. He had nowhere to run, but he misses him like by inches and blows a big hole in the barn or something. And
Mookie throws him. He just had his dad's gun.
Yeah.
And he's like, Sam, here. This needed to be like a hero. Like, there needed to be second unit gun tumbling through air, triumphant slow-mo hand catches gun thing. And it's not. It's just kid throws gun. Like, if you weren't paying attention to a scene without dialogue at the beginning of the movie where he's going through a shine box, you would be like, why did the kid have a gun? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Van Damme has that. Ted Levine explodes out of the car with the shotgun, and Van Damme just kind of leaps through a door.
well, he just kind of jumps through the fence,
Yeah.
like and double
It's a
gets
gate.
two shots.
It's a gate. Yeah, shoots him in the stomach.
two times.
Yes.
Like the two of clubs. But he should have gotten beat with 2 clubs.
Yeah. Well,
But-
and then also, like, as he dies on the hood of the car, all these cards in his pocket fly out, and he just wanted the 2 of clubs to just be prominently somewhere.
It should have just been all 2 of clubs.
Yes.
Like he should have had 2 decks that was nothing but 2 of clubs.
like he was just a
That's
piece
how
of
it
shit.
works.
Yeah, that is how it works.
Yeah. And it's just like they don't even do that.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, like, so Joss Ackland has basically got Rosanna Arquette at gunpoint, and there's all these cops like stunting into the.
Before that, like he's like because he's backing up with her, like Van Damme, don't you do it?
Yeah.
and he takes
yeah,
like
'cause they're
he takes
having,
like 2
like-
steps back.
Yeah.
and that's when like every cop and FBI guy and everything comes up and
Yeah, because they're having the dumb, like, let her go. And he's like, you stay away from me. And he's like, well, you let her go. And he's like, don't you come near me. And then, like, all the cops are arriving. And he's just, like, turns around and is just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is, don't you know who I am?
Yeah.
And-
I'm media mogul. Or
She approached me.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
No.
There's an escaped convict in there. That's
Yeah.
why I had her at gunpoint. Don't you see?
yeah, it all makes sense, right?
Yeah. And they just
No.
do the whole, like, put the gun down, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, light him up. He's going to
Yeah.
be too stupid to drop the gun. Light him up.
Nope.
But no, he is smart enough to drop the gun.
Yep. And so this starts.
Wait, okay, so Van Damme, when he killed Ted Levine, because when they had their confrontation in the auto
right.
parts store, when Ted Levine was saying goodbye to him, he said, au revoir.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect French pronunciation.
It is Ted Levine voice.
Yeah. He said, au revoir.
Oh, aardvark, yeah.
He said, au revoir. So Van Damme says it back to him, and then just adds, fucker.
Yeah.
Au revoir, fucker.
Because Van Damme rolled his eyes at him when he said it to him in the story. He's just like, oh, God. So anyway,
Yeah.
He had that. There was at least a line,
Right.
and there was a line where he killed a random henchman during the oiling of the farm.
He had to kill a guy with a 4x4.
Yeah, which exploded when he hit that guy
like
with it.
splintered, and he goes like, "Strike 3, you're out."
Yeah, not the best line, but whatever. It's
fine.
still a line.
Eh.
Yeah. So,
So this begins the 20 minutes of ending.
yeah, this
Like this is the Lord of the Rings ending. Where
Yeah.
it's just like, all right,
gotta go.
everyone's got to say goodbye.
Yep.
For a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Which they do.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
eventually he lets the cop guys come back to life and lets him handcuff him, and
Yeah.
Roseanne Arquette's like, "I'll wait for you," and he's like, "Okay,
Could be a while.
could be a while."
Your track record is not good on waiting.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But they get him out there, and Joss Ackland is just like, "You son of a bitch!"
You know who I am.
Yeah, and kind of lunges at him, and Van Damme just kind of throws a door open into
Yeah.
his.
Throws the card.
Well, they're putting him in the cop car,
Yeah.
and he just like knees the cop door right
Yeah.
in his junk.
And he just doesn't say another word after that. He just has a look on his face like, "Oh."
Yeah.
He's
and
Van Damme's like, "I know what you are."
Yes.
Yep. And he gets in the cop car. They shut the door, and that's your freeze frame
Yep. It's him waving.
and a fade out.
Yep.
Yep.
Not even he got out 3 years later and went
No,
back.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
nothing.
or Van Damme died on the
Yeah.
way back to
Yes.
his home prison.
He was
Time,
shanked.
time served because he was convicted for murder when he didn't actually murder anyone. Blah blah blah.
Turns out all the thugs that he beat up were in the prison, and they shanked him the second he got there. Yeah.
Death warrant.
Yeah, boy, you could just lead it right into that. Just lop off whatever the fuck the bullshit was at the beginning of Death
Yeah.
Warrant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the end. It's over.
Yep.
There's a song by Damn Yankees in the end credits,
Yeah.
but it's not very good.
All right.
It is not. None of their songs are very good.
That's true. Yeah. Damn Yankees suck.
Damn, those
Yeah.
Yankees suck.
Yeah, the
Am
South
I
will rise
right?
again. Something. I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Or go Red Sox. I don't know.
yeah, go Sox. Sorry, Boston.
No, we're not.
All right, let's rate it. Give it ratings. No awards.
No ancillary stuff.
I can go with a rating.
Okay, go ahead.
It's 3 jocks. Like it's pretty good. Like I mean, it's weird because I actually think it's a pretty well made movie. It's not a good Van Damme movie. Like it's like bordering on a legit good, just good movie. It has a weird like sort of time struck thing where it's like a lot of the plot feels like an 80s movie, but then there's a lot of 90s tropes in it too. So it's mildly inconsistent, but I don't know. It's a fun little thing. There's just not really any like super awesome moments. Like even stuff that we described, like bulldozing a water tower to put out a propane tank fire, is pretty fucking cool. The movie just doesn't play it as cool as it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet there are simple moments that are played very cool. Like there's some really good shots in this. And it's strange because it's like there's not enough oomph where it needs to be, but then like average ordinary things are quite good in this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's as far as our rating goes, it's like it's a pretty good movie. It's barely like BMFcast-y though. Like I mean there's some good stuff, but it's like
there's not
it's
enough craziness.
yeah. It's like it's pretty
It doesn't
straightforward
commit
movie.
too far in any direction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I can agree with the 3 jocks. It's one of those weird movies where the bad guys win, and then they're like, "We won, but we have to make sure we extra win."
Yeah,
or
'cause
something.
they
you
do
know?
have that conversation in the office after Van Damme leaves of just like, well, he's gone, and Joss Ackland's kind of like, yeah, but is he really?
Yeah.
And Ted Levine's like, yeah, you're right. We should probably stay on top of this. It's like, no, he's gone. You dumbasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just appreciated watching this and finding ways to work the line. I have nowhere to run into literally every scene possible.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
And Ted Levine's always fun. Like I like Ted.
He
Levine
is now.
because I always enjoy doing the Ted Levine voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean he's a decent enough menacing bad guy. It's one of those movies where guys don't seem to get it as rough as you want it, and him just getting shot at the end kind of sucks. Like especially after having a fight with a pitchfork, you're like, yeah, he's going to eat that pitchfork in a minute, and no.
Yeah.
It's just not that type of movie.
No.
But it's all right.
Yeah. I also agree with the 3 jocks. I was sitting at 3 jocks the whole time, and I figured, like, man, if this really delivers in the end, I'm going to give it 4, but it kind of doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I recognize that it wasn't going to be an action thing. It was going to be more of a drama with just bursts of action every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I was okay with that because I was invested in it. I was like, I give a shit about this lady and her plight, and fuck these guys, and Van Damme is a murder machine, and he has the potential to murder these people. Let's do this. But it just didn't deliver on the Van Damme-ness of movies that we expect. It is way better than probably his last 20 movies. But yeah, it's more of a drama than an action movie. And there's like one signature fight with Ted Levine. You just figured there needed to be like a henchman who just like, man, and we got this motherfucking jacked wrestler guy.
Yeah.
He's working on our project, and now he's here. And, they're going to fight in the rain or some shit with, downed electrical wires or something.
Mm-hmm.
You just, it's not that kind of movie. It just isn't. I mean, this movie's basically Shane.
Yeah.
Except that, Van Damme doesn't die at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, spoilers for Shane.
That we know of.
Yeah.
No, he died on the way back to his
right.
home prison.
He died 2 seconds after the freeze frame. So anyway, yeah, it's good. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take a break, shall we?
Yes.
Let's.
For a short second half.
Are you bailing?
No, if you're saying it's short, I'll be good.
Yeah, I just got 2 movies, one of which has already been somewhat talked about, so it'll be quick. Is that literally it?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay.
I do need somehow
I have one actually.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, okay. I'm no longer able to edit the spreadsheet for some reason. Maybe it's just this computer. I'll try it at work tomorrow, but like the last 2 times I've tried to add in things, it just says nah.
Did I create it? I think I created it, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Let me see. Bad movie roll call, right?
Yeah.
Let me edit this.
Did we fill it?
It's a pretty big fucking document, that's for sure.
You say it's a great big fat document.
Big fat document.
Well, yeah, because do you have extra on there too?
Yeah.
No, that shouldn't matter.
I might just need to reboot this.
Oh yeah, and also the averages are fucked.
Wait, you just like close that thing and don't actually shut it down or something?
Yeah.
No. You should shut it down sometime.
Okay.
All
right.
I can edit it.
Okay. So it's probably just this laptop.
It says shared with 5 people. Who are those 5 people?
Yeah, who's the 5th person? Oh, who was doing our stats that one time?
No, that was a different. I gave them access to a different one.
Okay.
Because this is the one that used to have our actual numbers. Back when we could kind of figure that out, and then Bluehost fucked up, and I don't pull those anymore.
Bluehost?
Yeah, there's 2 of you, Chuck.
What?
It's also shared with the old Bad Movie hipsters.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone has edit capabilities.
Okay.
So
I'm restarting this, so it must
you
be
must
this.
be just.
You fucked it all up.
Yeah, you.
You fucked it all
I
up.
fucked it all. All right.
All right, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back.
Hey,
Hey.
BMFcast.
Second
Halftime.
Woo.
All right, so this should be fairly quick, I guess.
Yeah.
I got 2 movies. You got 1.
Yes.
I think 2 of them have been discussed before by other people, but they're new to us.
And so is this one that I have. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
between the
okay.
2 of us, I got 1. You got 1 that other people have seen. I guess I'll start with one that's new that nobody's seen. Just quickly, I watched the new Netflix movie IO.
All right.
Yeah.
I knew about that one.
What is it? I have never heard of this.
It's a typical Netflix, like, hey, we dropped a thing, like a sort of a low-key sci-fi thing. I should have pulled this up beforehand. Give me 1 second.
It's like society's wrecked, and apparently everyone went to Jupiter's moon to live.
Yeah. I just can't remember the name. So it's a low key sci-fi thing. It's like a very small cast type of deal. The main star is Margaret Qualley, who was in The Leftovers. Anthony Mackie's in it, and then in a smaller role, Danny Houston's in it.
Oh,
so.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like it's a weird movie. Like it's already got really low ratings on IMDb because that's what happens when Netflix drops anything that's not Bird Box. Apparently,
how dare you, Netflix?
I don't know. It's weird because like I wouldn't say like it's amazing, but I've said before I am a sucker for almost all things sci-fi. Like it has to be really bad sci-fi for me to just be like no, like no, and this is fairly interesting because it's like, all right, the Earth is fucked. We fucked the Earth. Air is like basically completely poisoned.
So it's a historic piece.
Yeah, I mean,
Future
air is basically completely poisonous. Like, and the cool thing about this movie is what I like about sci-fi movies, where they just sort of establish a thing, and then it's kind of up to you to pay attention about it. Like, they've got little cool things that they do that, like, when they're in regions, they can light a lighter in because the air is basically like mostly methane now. I think it is. It's like it glows red, and it's like, yep, don't take your mask off because that's gonna fucking kill you.
Right.
But basically, like Margaret Qualley lives like up at the very top of a mountain because like the higher the altitude, the more chance you have good air. So like she can mostly breathe without any assistance up like on this very high mountaintop. So she lives up there. Doing research, she like stayed behind to like try to save the Earth. Her and her father basically stayed behind. Danny Houston tried to stay behind to save the Earth. Where everyone was like, "Well, fuck this shit, we're out." And
going to Io.
Yeah,
I don't blame them.
and
They got the right idea.
and to say they're going to Io, it's like they don't go to Io to live on Io. It's a volcanic, terrible place you can't live. They basically just send a giant thing there, and it's a springboard. They're like, it's a good place. We can mine the energy from the volcanic planet to repower our stuff, and then we're going to go find a new Earth, basically. So it's just like a hopping off place.
Sure.
But yeah, it's like it's coming down. It's like the Earth is almost completely fucked. Like your time is running out. Like the last escape shuttle things are about to take off, and then like Anthony Mackie drops into the situation and changes some stuff. And that's all I really want to say about the plot. But like, it's low key. It's like it's all on Earth. Like nothing is like spacey really. Like they don't go. We don't see like space stuff really at all. It's just like it's all like set on Earth, but it's cool because it's like they do good dilapidated scenes. They do like they're like all life is basically fucked. Like not just humans. Like everything's basically dead. And I don't know. It's just it's pretty good low key sci-fi, and I like that. But yeah, I mean it's just I guess it's not for everybody, and I'm not gonna like give it a high praise, but it's worth watching if that's your kind of thing. Yeah. I mean it's on Netflix, so why the hell not?
You have it.
Yeah,
you
everybody's
have it.
got it.
Fucking watch it.
That is Netflix's slogan.
You got it. Just fucking watch it.
Yeah. Problem is that we've already pushed it off the main page. You'll
Right.
never
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah.
Good luck typing in IO.
I think it was one of those things where it was like, I think, they're learning what the hell I like. And it was just, I got one of those emails like, hey, new thing you might actually like. And I was like, okay, I will check that out.
But like I'm seeing that headline that you've got. It's like Netflix original movie practically begs you to cancel your subscription. I'm like, if you see a bad movie in the theater, do you just like, well, fuck movies? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, well,
like,
that's also BGR, and that's one of the most garbage fucking websites on the internet.
I'm sure it is, but it just, this whole thing about like, man, that was a waste of 90 minutes of my life, Netflix. Fuck you. It's like, come on.
Like, I mean, on top of that, I don't want to keep dunking on BGR, but like, Jesus Christ, people, hire a goddamn editor. Every single one of their articles is littered with spelling errors and shit, and it's like,
that's the internet now.
How
Nobody
fucking
cares.
unprofessional
Nobody
you look.
cares.
What the hell is BGR?
It's a thing. It's basically like nerd clickbait. It might as well be like BuzzFeed for nerdy shit, like comicbook.com and stuff like that.
Oh.
It's fucking garbage. I get shown it all the time, like for shit I'm searching, and it's like, yeah, the top not things of this, yeah.
So they have good SEO.
Yeah, it's just not good SPELL.
Oh shit!
Boom.
Burned.
Anyway,
So,
that's
anyway.
IO.
All right. I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp finally.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's all right.
It's like I I enjoy Paul Rudd walking around the Marvel Universe. Being Paul Rudd, basically.
He's like the Greek chorus of the Marvel Universe. He's just
Kinda.
like, this is all weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
And you guys are all smart. I'm dumb.
Yeah. I enjoy him, so I enjoy those movies.
Mm-hmm.
That is a movie you can tell was written by like 5 people.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that all never quite come together. Like, man, like the bad guys don't quite. It's like they should have just stuck with one.
Yeah,
and they should have gone down that road and stuck with it. But they're like, no, we got to have Walton Goggins doing.
Yeah,
like, I feel like, and it's like it feels like he's just wasted in that.
It does. Like his first scene, you're like, okay, this is a good introduction to this character to the Marvel Universe. I'm sure we'll see him sometime again in the future. And then it's like he comes back again, and you're like, oh, wait, you're doing this now? That's a bit of a waste.
Yeah.
You're just cramming him in there for no reason.
Yeah, but it's still it's fun. And there's a moment late in the movie where 2 characters see each other, and I was like, oh, this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
This is really, really good when 2 characters meet up. And yeah. And I also continue to love Michael Pena and his buddies in those movies. Which I'm like whatever with him, but there's something about that character and interacting with those 2 guys at the same time.
Yeah.
And just like the whole thing about the truth serum and just
Well, when he tells a story and then it has all the people interacting his dumb recreation of the story and they're just lip syncing.
Yeah,
to
basically
his
doing
dumb
the drunk
dialogue.
history thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Baba Yaga.
Yep. Yeah. So that is a good movie to have followed Avengers Infinity War.
Sure.
Yeah, very low key.
And at least in the post credits or the credits scene they address Infinity War because like, all right, who's vanishing?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So now I'm like, okay, how do they get him out of this one? Because it kind of feels like they left him in a bad place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've
But
seen the
I saw
Avengers trailer.
I
So.
saw the trailer. He
Yeah.
got out.
Right. With that van.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there's a lot of speculation stuff going on.
Ooh.
Yeah. And whatever.
Is there-
It's,
Yeah,
There's-
as far as,
there's-
as far as
Red-
time periods go.
it's nerdy Easter egg shit
Okay.
in the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, like I've just I hate to do this, but like I've watched nerdy Easter egg things for both that and the Spider-Man trailer, and there's some really clever shit they did.
Really?
Yeah, like when they show Peter's passport, all the years are gone, leaving the possibility that this is actually takes place before Infinity War. Which not that I don't like Tom Holland, but that would be an amazing curveball to have thrown on the world to be like, yeah, we were working towards Miles Morales the whole time.
That'd be nice.
I'm just saying, like, that would be kind of fucking awesome swerve to pull, but
Yeah.
not that not that the world. I think the world would riot if it'd be like another fucking Spider-Man.
No, I think you just show the why not both,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I think the speculation for a longest time on this how they could do the Spider-Man movie so close to the Avengers thing, a lot of people were like, obviously at the end of that he'll be on the bus, and that's when he's on the bus at the beginning of the Avengers movie.
I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
left open in this.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But I guess we'll find out.
yeah, we will find out soon.
I
All
just,
questions will be answered.
man,
when
I
Avengers
loved
4
people's
comes out.
reaction to the trailer. It was like, well, so much for suspense. I guess he survives the thing, and it's just like, come on, you fuckers. Obviously, there's something to it. Just fucking wait a month, Jesus.
yeah.
So much for dramatics. And,
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but no, I mean that's a good. Marvel knows how to make movies.
Yeah.
And even though it feels a bit disjointed and it feels like I don't know where acts are beginning or ending. It just kind of this movie just kind of flows as one little thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just wish they had done more with Ghost by the time they get to the end of the movie. It's just kind of like, all right, you really. This is why I could have done like I love Walton Goggins, but you could have just like cut him out of the movie and just focused on that character and what the fuck was going on there, and they don't. So
Yeah.
so that's a bit of a missed opportunity.
I did enjoy, like, I'm on a recent learning about the world of comic books thing, and it's just like, you start reading about Black Goliath, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
That whole thing was Ant-Man and the Wasp, and they don't even it's just kind of a casual like, yeah, I got big one time. It's just like, wait, no, that's a whole character. That's a thing.
Yep.
I appreciate that. It's a nice touch for people who actually have that knowledge. So.
There's lots of those.
No, I know. I'm
Okay.
just saying. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I thought for a second Mackie might leave us for the second half, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. I watched Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
Oh good.
I'm going to talk about this now.
Okay.
It's fine. You can.
It's a movie.
People are allowed to enjoy things.
Yeah. So I've been pretty vocal about not, for the most part, not liking biopics. I feel like too many biopics don't have a purpose other than like, look how we can recreate this stuff.
Yeah.
My prime example has always been Ali, where it's like, yeah, we can recreate this. We have absolutely no point in telling the story. There's no logical beginning or end. It's just a slice of life and a dude who lived a whole lot longer and lived a whole lot longer before the movie takes place.
Yep.
And I just feel like, it's a completely wasted thing. And then there are good ones like Walk the Line, where it's like you're making a movie and you're not afraid to show your subject as human, because like they don't do Johnny Cash any particularly great favors for his life in that movie, and then they don't shy away from it. And this is very much in that camp. I fucking love this movie. It is really good. I feel like BJ was just kind of like, yeah, it's pretty good. I know if we're talking like reviewer tilt, I'm high on the, like, I wanted to see this movie.
Right.
For as much as Mackie doesn't like Queen, I do love them. So
yeah, so you're the yin to his yang.
yeah. And yeah, I mean, I feel like this captures like the entire span of what you need to see in its entirety, and at no point really feels rushed. At no point feels like they're godifying Freddie Mercury. Like, they are basically showing this like near Joseph Campbell level journey where it's like, okay, he's got his issues, and you know what they are because you know some things, and you can just see it through the movie. Like, I would be very curious, like, someone watching this movie not knowing anything about his life. Like, like, that would be really weird, and I don't know if there are people. Of course there are people like that. Because
it would be a shame if I watched that movie.
Well, I'm saying,
because I don't know shit about Freddie Mercury.
Well, I mean,
he died of AIDS, and he's a really annoying singer.
Okay. But
Well, I would imagine most people probably at this point
I was about to say, like,
don't know the first part.
well, yeah, I mean, I was going to say, like, there are Fortnite people who think those dances are Fortnite dances, So, I mean, when you're talking about lost reference, then there's plenty of that.
Yeah.
However, so yeah, I mean, I just feel like it does a very good journey of like underdog to raging asshole to like back to hero thing, and man, like, you want to talk about like triumphant endings? Holy shit! I mean, I know that sounds weird to say considering what we just talked about his life,
Right?
But like the feel goodness at the end of this movie is unbelievable, and that's weird to say considering where it naturally ends.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It is fantastic. I think Rami Malek was amazing. As BJ said 5 times, it's amazing that they found some dude who looks as much like Brian May as this guy does. It's uncanny and unnerving. And thankfully they do all the right things. Like, they made the right calls. Like, they didn't try to have them recreate things. It was like, just lip sync and lip sync well. Like, you're not going to recapture this,
Right?
So it's demo tapes and things like that, and live performances and stuff like that. So it's not like every version of the song that you every little subtle thing about it. It's like, here's a version you probably not heard before because you weren't at this concert. So it's just enough off that it's like, I will buy him singing that.
Gotcha.
So they do this like really good fade/fake out of like, it's believable because it's not the thing every little nuance to. It's a slightly different version or a demo take or something like that.
Makes sense.
So it's I'm just saying it's great. And I wish that Bryan Singer had nothing to do with this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how much, it's one of those like, I don't know how much he did. I mean, I feel like this movie's too good for him to have too much involvement. Because, I mean, like, I will be honest, like, Usual Suspects I still think is amazing. Almost everything else really doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
I mean, like, After Pupil's pretty good, but, like, so much of the other stuff is like, yeah, that was not good. What did we think? Like, yeah.
Yeah, the X-Men movies don't quite work the way
No, not like you remember them, because like
Yeah.
you were very. It's sort of like The Crow. Like you know, from BMFcast Extra, it's like we were in an innocent time where we'd been being beaten over the head by like Superman 3 and 4 and Batman 3 and 4, and we were expecting comic book movies to be shit more than they were good.
Right.
And so like anything that was even decent, we were like, oh yeah, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And now we know that we can expect better.
Yes. Finally.
But yeah, like I said, I know it's probably not going to do much for you if you're not already a fan of the subject, but it's a pretty fascinating little biopic.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I will see it soon.
Yeah.
I will not.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay. So,
So,
I think we had email and I forgot to check it. Yeah, we got a couple.
it's up to you. Hey.
Wow. Gross.
BJ's not here.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. So, you guys want some emails?
I would love some emails.
Yes.
We got an email and we got a voicemail.
Shit. I mean, good.
That's the sign that he's not prepared for a voicemail. I didn't prep you for it, so of course not. So while you're doing that,
Mhm.
we got Jay from Vegas, who emails us saying, clearing the movie backlog.
Mm-hmm.
It says, hey, BMF crew, Jagus here, and I got a problem. I own a shitload of movies I got cheap on iTunes and Amazon that I never watched. So, in 2019, I'm going to watch them and let you know if I find anything good. This first week has been me cleaning out my cheap horror box sets, and I got to say,
I'm sorry, what? Cheap horror?
horror.
Oh, okay.
Horror box sets.
I thought they were the cheap horror box sets.
Sorry, I speak too quickly. Cheap horror box sets. And I got to say, Game of Thrones lady did good in The Purge. Ramona Flowers looks weird with normal hair in Final Destination 3. And The Final Destination has the best kill in the name of my Cannibal Corpse cover band with Eaten by an Escalator. I need to watch those movies.
Yeah.
I have no idea where my journey will lead me, but so far, so good. And I have a weird mix of anticipation and fear for the trauma section and the 80s sex romps. Keep on trucking in 2019, and don't forget to set your parking brake, because your truck may end up rear-ending a car in a drive-thru, hitting a pickup, and sending its engine flying into the skull of the guy at the window. Crash and burn, Jay, sent from my Samsung Galaxy Note that will explode and set off a chain reaction that somehow kills a person I never met who cheated death because reasons.
Honestly, couldn't remember which Game of Thrones person was in The Purge. I had to look it up. It was Lena Headey.
Yes.
I thought so.
It's been a while. There's been a lot of purges.
Yes.
A lot of purging going on.
Yeah, a lot of purging.
There's a lot of purge. Was the purge talk in the Discord recently?
I think so. Yeah.
Where people were saying
I
like
think that's
as they go,
right.
they build that world
Yes.
correctly.
Yeah, the first
like-
Purge is not very good.
No.
The second one
It's a home invasion movie, and those typically suck.
Yeah. Well, it's a home invasion movie where you don't like the people that are being home invaded or the people that are doing the home invading. So
Yeah.
you're like, I don't know how to feel
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
This guy's an asshole, but he probably doesn't deserve this, but he's still an asshole. I don't know.
Yeah, but as they build the world, it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, like, this is still fucking insane that society got this way, although,
Yep. Thanos was right.
yeah.
Or something.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
he's glad to hear he's enjoying his journey so far.
Yes. Enjoy your bargain cheap whores.
Yeah. Me, I've just been putting in DVD codes, UPC codes into Hulu, being like, yeah, I own that.
Oh, you mean the Voodoo through
Yeah,
disc
yeah.
to digital?
Yeah, disc to digital. And usually it's for ones like, I'm like, I know I own this somewhere, I just don't feel like digging it out.
It's fair. That's fair. I'll allow it.
Yeah.
I won't narc you.
Yeah, the only one I did for, I think, was to get all the rest of the Missions Impossible. I was like, yeah, I'm not spending like $40 to get all of them. So
Yeah.
I spent like 8.
Hey,
And then Fallout was 10. So
it's a good bargain.
I will watch all of those at some point.
Please do. They're
I know,
good.
I know,
Jeez.
And they're going to make 2 more.
I know,
Tom Cruise will die
I
on the
know.
film.
I know. So,
It's a weird third act when Xenu comes down and collects Tom
oh
Cruise.
no.
Yeah, boy, that Mission
Hey.
Impossible is going to be
At-
fucking
at-
wild.
At least he's free of body fiends. Anyway,
Hey, how about that voicemail?
let's do a voicemail.
I don't know which one it is. Is it the 20-second one or the 2-minute one?
I think the 22nd one is the one about drugs.
Yeah.
About drugs?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
someone calling us
Right. That one. Sorry.
Yeah.
The quote-unquote wrong number.
A lot of shit's been going down, man. I'm sorry. I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
keep track of all this
I
anymore.
know.
We're not playing that one.
Hey, BMFcast, it's me, Evan from the stream. I don't know if I'm the first, but I'm one of the first called, I guess, of 2019, so right on. Just calling to first say you guys are awesome. And two quick things. I wanted to touch on what Harlow talked about with Roma. I know he seemed a little mixed on the film, and even though I really liked the film, I actually agree with him. Maybe it was the hype. I think, I still say Alfonso Cuarón, who is still a master, his best film was Children of Men. Just my opinion. But I actually recently just saw another black and white film that is getting a lot of attention called Cold War. It's this big, sweeping, romantic epic from Poland, a really great film from one of my favorite filmmakers, Paweł Pawlowski, sorry. And check that one out. If maybe Roma didn't get with you on that one, this one should be around your neck of the woods. It's being distributed by Amazon, or just see it when it hits Amazon Prime. But this one I actually think might be a little more substantial, a little more personal than Roma. So maybe you'll have better luck with that. And also, real fast, going back to Golden Jocks, I'm just so happy that Upgrade made your list, that you guys loved it as much as I did. That means the word is more and more through you guys and other people that it's getting out there. I believe it's a film that should be considered a classic. So I'm just really happy you guys enjoyed it. I know I was one of the little dogs that nipped at you about that thing the whole time, but just me, I really fell in love with the movie. So that is it. Crash and burn. Here's to 2019. Stay cool, guys. All right, talk to you later. Bye.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks, Evan.
I'll watch Cold War.
Will you?
No,
you won't.
I
probably will.
Boy, no.
I probably will. I'll probably end up taking a sick day from work at some point, and I'll be like, I'm gonna culture the fuck out of myself. Watch me some Roma. Watch me some Cold War. Get back into my old movie habits, where I was just like watch weird, like not weird, but like just find some international film to watch that everyone says is good, and I'm just like have not had the patience for. That's how I found Wong Kar-wai films, where it's like, okay, these are fucking amazing, and just going down that journey.
Don't do that right now. You're not in the right headspace for taking
probably
a day off for Roma. I mean, it's going to sound like I'm dunking on the movie even harder,
Yeah.
and I'm not.
He's not.
I like the
he's
movie.
dunking on you.
I'm saying it's not that I don't like it. It's
I need
just,
a happy thing on my
yes,
day off.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need Missions Impossible. You don't need Roma.
I probably do.
Roma is some sadness. Roma is sadness.
Yeah. But sometimes I want a good sad movie.
Sure. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I want to watch people who have it worse than me.
Well, there you go. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me that suffering. Yeah. Kids living shitty lives. Yeah. On that note, if you want to get in touch with us, check us out, BMF at BMFcast.com.
That's an email.
You can email us.
Yeah.
You can also go to BMFcast.com. All the stuff's there, socials. Basically, any social.com/BMFcast, you're going to find us. The most important one, of course, Patreon.com/BMFcast, where you can give us money, and we will give you stuff in return.
Lots of stuff.
We will give you goods and services in exchange for monetary compensation.
Yeah, it's a new business model.
Yeah.
That sounds capital.
Yeah. But bonus podcasts, early access stuff, lots of goodies.
Yeah.
Coming up on 4 years.
This is the third year, so yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
We're in year 3 right now.
That's weird.
It is.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know what else is weird?
What?
Next week, it's like the 12th annual Blaxploitation History Month kickoff.
Fuck.
It can't be that many because we haven't been doing this that
Well,
long.
we've it's probably I think year 8 if I had to
it's
guess.
up there.
Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot.
Before we're done pimping the socials, you can be like Evan.
Yeah, I
You
was
can,
about to say.
You can call us on the Garfield phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's 910-5JOCKS-BMF. That's 910-556-9263.
Yeah,
Yeah, we want to hear your voices.
we do. We enjoy the voicemails. It lets the listeners hear voices that aren't ours.
Correct.
The spectrum of people out there.
And it's like a cavalcade of characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some call us from a train where they've been eating Fiber One bars.
Yeah.
Some call us from the road, like Clint the Imaginary Truck Driver.
Yeah.
I feel like every once in a while we need to throw this caveat out there. We don't answer it. You're not going to talk to us.
Oh, yeah, no.
So if you're afraid of like direct interaction, don't be.
It's just a voicemail box.
Yeah.
You just talk to nothing.
Yeah, and also if you ask for drugs, there won't be any there.
No drugs.
We've got. I don't know who gave our number out as like, hey man,
They'll hook you up.
yeah, don't worry, they're not narcs.
You want that jocks?
Yeah.
Maybe that's some new shit on the street.
Give me the jocks.
Maybe that's what. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get some weird voicemails though.
Yeah.
But yes, Blaxploitation History Month
I know.
begins.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
how the fuck is it that soon already?
It's February.
Man. So you got a good lineup for us this year?
I have a
Chuck?
lineup for us.
Oh.
Look, listen, the heavy hitters, we have cleared them out. So
I know.
now it's a month of experimentation, and we'll see how that goes. So I think the ones that are on the list have good potential.
Okay.
I have done some research on them, and I'm like, yeah, these could still deliver on what we want. We're not
You know what? And if not, I'll just watch Truck Turner again.
sure. We could just start all over. We could just do Slaughter and Truck Turner. Just watch them again.
Bliss. I would have but no, we need to bring the people need new stuff.
I think we're gonna be.
But I will
okay.
also say watch fucking Truck Turner.
Yes. Pretty much all the ones that we have ranted and raved about over the years are all on Blu-ray now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slaughter, Truck Turner, Willie Dynamite.
Willie Dynamite just came out on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Trouble Man.
Trouble
Trouble
Man.
Man.
I'm trying to think of like our favorites. We like Friday Foster, right?
Yeah.
Eh.
It's all right.
Isn't that where Two Elevator comes from?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But it's not the best Pam Grier one.
No.
No. But I mean, Yaphet's really good in it and
Yeah.
stuff.
Sheba Baby.
Yeah, Cotton Comes to Harlem.
Yes.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
That movie rules.
Yeah.
And we like Shaft.
We did. But Shaft is a real movie.
It is.
I think that's the determination we made. However, Shaft Generation 3 is coming out here soon, so
Yeah. I feel like that shot of the three of them walking came out like 5 years ago.
it does seem like it's been a while.
Yeah. And I think that's the only thing I've ever seen from that.
Yeah.
And every few months, like someone digs up, it's like, man,
Yeah.
did you know about this? And I'm like, yeah, in like 2013. How did where is this movie?
Yeah.
I feel like almost everything that's like coming out soon, like the more you find out about it, the sadder you get. Sort of like Bad Boys 3. It's like, oh, they're finally doing fucking Bad Boys 3. It's like, yeah, but it's like
not Michael Bay.
Not Michael Bay, and it's like a TV director or some shit. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't know.
Why does that keep
happening?
happening?
I don't know.
Like, do real directors just like not feel like working anymore?
I
Or they're- or
honestly
just
don't
like the
think Michael
studio's
Bay
like-
has to work anymore.
Yeah, or the studio's just like, we won't give you a budget to do this, and they're like, all right, then never mind.
I don't know. I don't know what the deal is there. I don't know why it took so long to do Bad Boys 3, and I don't know why it came together without Michael Bay. That's just weird to me.
Yeah, man who made 5 fucking Transformers movies can't make another Bad Boys.
Yeah. Like, you're not making Transformers movies now.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I did see the sequel talk for Bumblebee, where they're talking Bumblebee and Optimus Prime cop buddy movie. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do that.
Yeah. I'd watch it.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
anyway.
we're rambling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here, shall we? I'm Harlow,
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
and this is BMFcast out. I guess.
We need to get used to that.
Sometimes we have to
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
do this. yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Yep.
Motherfuckers.
Oh, there you go. There it is.
Motherfucker.
All right. Well, thanks, Stream. Thanks for showing up, even if it was late. It's my fault. I work all the time.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Stay classy.
Remember, you have nowhere to run.
But we do.
Yeah.
We have somewhere to run.
I got to run home. Good night. Someone said good night just as I shut it down.